Lonnie and I are here today to talk about the business case that we were presented with by our professor, Dr. Fala, for the case competition. This is our presentation on the Dr. Yan project. So introduction, we're here, and why are we here? What we'll be discussing is the background, our take on the events. I don't know if you can hear me. And then the effects on our society and the theories on what we thought the Dr. Young Project can do to take actions and better their business. So how we feel, the main 2 points, how we feel that the Dr. Young Project can improve is just mainly just staying active within their communities. So that's Stafford, Fredericksburg, and Spotsylvania. And they can increase their partnerships and help use those to better their brand. All right, go to the next slide. So our roles and the audience, we're here, we are the consultants to talk about the positive and negative impacts on the company. And we're going to offer our next step thoughts and then, yeah, sorry. Okay, so we want there to be the brand to continue to grow and then just increase their power and influence. And then the audience, who's the audience for this is Dr. Namali Fernando, who is the owner of the Dr. Young Project and Young Pediatrics, which is the medical wing of this project. And then Heidi D. Eugenio is a board member on the project, and she has a good marketing background, and she's also involved in consulting, so that helps within the community for the organization. So next slide. So basically a overview of the Dr. Young Project. It was created to allow individuals to make connections with food through social interaction, which is just basically getting your loved ones together and your friends together to cook and just better yourselves through healthy food. They have a curriculum, which is the educational aspect of the program, the project, that entices the parents with before and after school daycare programs. There's different aspects to this. And then the biggest thing we want to touch on for this is the Dr. Young Preschool Food Adventure, which is helping young children and their parents to develop healthy habits and find the benefits of taking care of your body. Go ahead, next slide. Positive impacts, support for your children and their families to build a healthy mindset on just how you live your life, whether that be like you want to make sure your mind's healthy, your body's healthy, and your spirit's healthy, holy trinity of sorts. And then you can do that through this project because they have healthy recipes. You can cook and learn along the way. They have personalized meal kits, which we'll get into later. They have training videos along within those meal kits. And then the curriculum is another aspect. They have so Dr. Yum, Dr. Nirmali Fernando, and the company staff, along with physicians and healthcare providers in the region, have come together and built this curriculum to kind of provide a one-stop shop for all things healthy food and daycare, just trying to make sure that all the points get hit and you can be confident in their products. So the big three things you should keep in mind, just make sure you keep a positive outlook when you get this, when you get the meal kits, and then just make sure you stay positive, be mindful with what you react to and how you react, what you can create with the people that you love. And then this project kind of deepens the relationships with those you know and those you will get to know, with whether they be family, friends, strangers, all that sort of thing. All right, next slide. So negative impacts, we all hate to think about how healthy food can be negative. It should help your body, it shouldn't hurt it. But the food isn't the problem, it's more the parents in a sense. Um, it's not that they don't care in a sense, it's more just like they're uncertain and they're apprehensive about what they want to feed their children and how they want their children to grow. But they might not have the money or the access to tools and materials and equipment and health, kitchen appliances, all those sorts of things. Low income areas factor into that. The other aspect of this, the negative impacts, unwilling parents, we all have to think about that. But they don't care as much about their children's health. They're just parents, and they don't really care what their children put in their body. But yeah, this project helps kind of stop that stigma of making sure every parent is educated. All right, next slide. So the external environment, what's working within the society, and what's not working. So as I said before, low income areas, access to cooking appliances are the what's working. Or wait, no, those are the things that we need to fix. The ways you can fix those are meal prepping in your home, and then outside external forces that could help you, churches and food banks and soup kitchens. Also help. So what's not working, what we want to fix, what the project wants to fix is childhood obesity, which is basically kind of like a body dysmorphia in a way. This is just talking about how their children act and how they react to the view of their body, which is basically, in a sense, talking about that they're unfamiliar with fruits and vegetables, and they don't have access to the things that they need. All right, next slide. So pestle analysis, this obviously covers political, economical, sociocultural, technological, environmental, and legal and regulatory. The big parts of this are the sociocultural, the perceived belief that healthy and organic food is expensive. It doesn't have to be, you just have to learn the tools of the trade. And then the other big factor is the environmental. So packaging and variety available. You want to make sure that everything is sealed properly and the food is safe. And then the contaminants within animals and crops, you make sure you clean and everything's healthy before you distribute it. And then soil health also contributes to that. All right, those are the big things. Go ahead, skip next slide.
So these are the comparison of Dr. Yum's major competitors. So there's two different types of competitors, which are indirect and direct. So indirect would no daycare services, but services complementary to Dr. Yum. So these would include like Small Bites, Chop Chop, Bright Bites, Leap, Wise, and Vegecation. And then their direct competitors are daycare programs with educational aspects like these, so large daycare facilities and Head Start programs. So how do the daycare industry competitors changed? So catering to busy budget-minded families, flexible early learning experiences, high quality and fun childcare, higher security and extensive background checks for potentials, COVID precautions, and focus on nutrition to help childhood development. So these are the internal solutions of the organization. So products and services offered. So Dr. Yum's preschool food adventures, 3 packages, standard classroom kit, deluxe classroom kit, and professional packages. Dr. Yum's baby food adventure and Dr. Yum's project kitchen. So their pricing. So Dr. Yum's standard classroom kit is $524. Their deluxe classroom kit is $1,349. So we think their pricing is fair based on all the things that are included in the kits. And their total income for 2019 was $33,547. And then their total income for 2021 was $1,885 and $460. So there was a big price jump, and we think that's fair for how well that Dr. Yum's project has been doing. So Dr. Yum's mission is to help families and communities overcome the barriers of eating well, and the company has done well to keep it in line with the market changes and consistent with their values. Here's Dr. Yum's project timeline. So they were established in 2011, their website. Their nonprofit organization was established in 2012. Their teaching kitchens and gardens opened in 2014. 2021, 50 Head Start programs from Alabama inquired at the Dr. Yum's preschool food adventure. And in 2022, they're starting new events and programs. So these are their partners. So they have local media partners, which includes Access Eye, national and international medical partners. So they have 60 total in the US and internationally. Local partnering organizations, which one is Fredericksburg Chamber of Commerce. They have sponsors, which include Germania Community College and participating preschools. So they have 118 total in the US territories. So formulation and discussion of alternative strategies. Our alternative number one is to reach out to larger organizations to build the Dr. Yum Project brand. So it'll help the brand by expanding their knowledge and expertise of the Dr. Yum projects as well as their allies. This should be accepted because it will give promotion and build everyone's brand and reach within their respective communities. Our alternative number two is to build a new marketing plan and outreach option to allow families to get more out of preschool adventure. It will allow Dr. Yum's employees, executives, and families to rethink their outlook on how care for local children and their futures. They should accept this or reject this based on the outcomes of their marketing plan, since their current plan is working so well for their industry. So this is our action implementation plan. So after they implement this plan, their pricing, merchandising, product offering, and stuff like that will change for the better. So they should develop new marketing plan that tells how the Dr. Yum project will incorporate better and more fluent communication and current partners to facilitate outreach to grow their brand. So the major initiatives are to ensure that the public gets more involved with programs. So the marketing and promotion teams would be responsible for implementing this plan. This is our second part. So this would be an ongoing process. This process would never stop. It would take a long time for them to tweak and work in the project and change it for the better. Resources required: people, tools, equipment, money, facilities. So the budget factors contribute to the budget and cost: caregiver to child ratio, facility locations, hours needed, experience of employees, special programs, food hygiene, safe food handling, and proper regulations for training. Potential risks for this implementation plan could be dietary restrictions and the inability to require state licensing, and also funding needed to continue the business.
All right, so the basically how to build a healthy and effective daycare diet for your children is you just have to make sure you consider health and safety, keep the portions small. Big things, you just need to hydrate and then serve lean proteins. Make sure you vary your vegetables and eat whole grains. Those are the big three factors. All right, go to the next slide. One other thing I wanted to point on was you just have to make sure to serve and repeat. Make sure you keep the process going when you feed your children. Don't stop the process. Key success factors that the Dr. Yum project is doing. They have increased the understanding and they have constant monitoring of the shifts and trends in the daycare market. So they're doing good on that. There's scientific developments that can help too, that they're working on. Next slide. So our recommendations, we have convenience, availability, affordability, and balance. So those are the big four pillars. Thank you for your time.